How's it going, everybody? And welcome back to Just Nobody's Podcast. I'm your host, Ryan.
And I'm your host, Daniel. And today we're going to be showing you some of our favorite theories. We're honestly so thankful for every single one of you. You guys are like family to us. So today we compiled some of our favorite moments from this amazing year. And we hope that you all have an amazing holiday season. And we'll see you guys in the new year. God bless you guys. What if I told you the Titanic never sank?
What?
So the owner of the boat, JP Morgan, actually had two boats. He had the Titanic and he had the Olympic. And the Olympic was a little bit older and a little bit more run down. And it was also in some accident.
Okay.
So the theory is that JP Morgan sank the boat on purpose because he knew he would get a lot of money.
What?
He did it for the insurance money, right? But why sink the newly built Titanic when you could scratch off the paint, swap the names, and sink the Olympic instead?
You just painted the word Titanic over the Olympic?
It gets worse. Guess who was on that boat?
Who? I know there's a lot of people on the boat.
All of JP Morgan's business competitors.
What?
And not one of them made it out.
Oh my god.
But guess who wasn't on the boat?
Who?
JP Morgan.
Was he supposed to be?
He canceled minutes before it left.
Because he knew it was going to sink.
And there was a guy named James Fenton, right, who survived and worked on the boat. And on his deathbed, his last words were, "The Titanic never sank. It was the Olympic."
Wait, what?
And he said that if he said anything, something bad would happen to him.
So what you're trying to say is the movie Titanic's actually called the Olympic.
Exactly.
Have you heard of the Chuck E. Cheese pizza theory and why you shouldn't eat their pizza?
No, what is that?
Okay, so basically there's a theory that employees will go clean the tables, right? And when families are done eating, they'll take the pizza that's left, take it to the back, create a new pizza, and then serve it to someone else.
Are you serious?
Have you noticed that, like, Domino's, Pizza Hut, their pizzas are always very round,
Yeah.
right? But Chuck E. Cheese, it's not an equally round pizza.
Oh my, I remember that when we were kids, when
Yeah.
we go, it would never be equal. It would always be really messed up.
Right. And you know when you cut a pizza, usually they go top to bottom, right? But Chuck E. Cheese, you'll see that the slices,
The cuts don't match.
right, so they're a bunch of random pieces put together.
That's crazy. Did you know that Dasani water is actually really, really bad for you?
What do you mean? I drink a lot of Dasani water.
I know. So there's 3 ingredients that make it the absolute worst water bottle ever.
What are the 3 ingredients?
Okay, so 1, there's salt.
Oh my gosh, there is salt in here.
It makes you more thirsty.
Oh my gosh, that makes a lot of sense.
And the second one is actually called magnesium sulfate. So have you ever noticed when you're drinking Dasani, like your mouth gets drier and drier every time?
Yeah, actually kind of, yeah.
So magnesium sulfate is actually a drying agent. So it makes your mouth dry on purpose.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And then the last one, potassium chloride. This is where they get you bad. Have you heard of death row?
Yeah, I know what death row is.
Yeah. So on death row, they inject you with 3 different injections. And the last one they inject in you is potassium chloride.
Stop it.
Potassium chloride actually causes cardiac arrest. And it makes the heart stop working.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and we're drinking it in Dasani water.
Oh my gosh, they are trying to kill us.
On the bottle, it says they add it for taste.
And everybody wondering what the taste of death is, you now know what it
Yeah.
is. Have you ever heard of the Incredibles theory?
No, what is that?
Edna Mode's the best superhero in the Incredibles.
What?
You know like how she's known for making superhero suits?
Yeah.
So in her early years, she actually made a suit for a hero named Stratigel. Stratigel was a teenager who had super strength and could fly. But unfortunately, she died because her cape got stuck into an airplane engine.
Oh, I remember that from the movie.
So ever since then, Edna Mode swore to never put capes on suits.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So this is where the theory comes in.
Uh-huh.
Years later, there's this guy that comes up to Edna Mode and says, "Hey, can you make me a suit? I'm a big fan of Mr. Incredible. Can you help me out?" Edna Mode's like, "Sure." But there's something about this guy that's like really sketchy and makes Edna Mode feel like, oh, there's some evil in this guy.
Oh.
So she builds him the suit, but she purposely puts a cape on the suit knowing that it will hurt him one day.
What?
That guy becomes Syndrome.
No way.
And we all know how Syndrome dies. His cape gets stuck onto the airplane engine just like Stratigel.
Are you... Dude, that makes so much sense.
And that's why Edna Mode's the ultimate hero of the story.
Dude, we gotta give Edna more credit, man.
Right?
Okay, I'm gonna tell you why Starbucks is the dumbest, smartest company in the world.
Why?
Okay, so everybody knows Starbucks and everybody loves it, right? But have you ever gone in and they spell your name completely wrong?
Yeah, one time I went in and they spelled my name B-I-A-N instead of R-Y-A-N.
Right? Sometimes it's super ridiculous, but the theory is they do it on purpose.
Wait, why?
So multiple Starbucks managers have actually come forward and said that they do it for marketing.
To show how they don't know how to spell?
No, okay, so listen. Where else do you see this happen to other people?
Where?
Social media. People post their misspelled names all the time on their stories, right?
Yeah, I guess we've all done it once.
Right? And when you think about it, that turns into free promotion for Starbucks.
I never even thought of that.
Right? And when people see that, they go, oh, I want to see how my name gets spelled.
Yeah, it also makes me want to go and get a drink.
Exactly. And throughout the year, we don't see many Starbucks commercials or promotions, right?
I've never seen a Starbucks ad in my life.
You know why? They don't need it. We do it for them.
Oh my gosh, they out here hacking the system, huh?
Exactly.
Have you ever heard of the Frozen theory?
No, what is that?
So we all know the movie Frozen's about Elsa and Anna, and it's like a really happy movie. But this theory is really dark.
Oh boy.
You know how Kristoff and Finn are like best friends? They grew up together?
Yeah.
So this is where the theory comes in. There's a theory that Kristoff's guardians, the ice harvesters, actually killed Finn's mom.
What?
You see throughout the movie that Kristoff's wearing this jacket jacket, and it's actually made out of reindeer fur, and that fur is Finn's mom.
No.
The theory is that the ice harvesters killed Sven's mom for her fur for Kristoff's jacket, but felt bad for Sven, so kept him as a pet for Kristoff.
Oh my gosh.
What makes this even more sad is that Sven could smell his mom on Kristoff's jacket, and that's why he trusts Kristoff and feels like there's attachment to him.
Dude, this is so sad.
I know, it's really sad.
Have you heard of the theory about Violet from The Incredibles?
No.
So we know Violet has some crazy powers, like she can create force fields on command and she can turn invisible whenever she wants. But I saw a video by Screen Rant, and there's a crazy theory that Violet from The Incredibles is Boo from Monsters Inc., but just older.
Wait, how's that?
So in Monsters Inc., when Sully and Boo are in the locker room, we see that Sully always loses track of Boo because she's really good at hiding. And remember that scene where Sully puts Boo back in her room and she magically appears behind him?
It's literally like she disappears.
Or it's as if she can turn invisible. And we also see that Boo and Violet also really resemble each other. And the reason why Boo is so comfortable with Sully and she's not afraid of him is because her dad is the strongest man on earth, Mr. Incredible, who's very similar in size to Sully. And since her parents are superheroes, she's probably already seen some scary villains that her parents had to take down.
That actually makes a lot of sense because we know all the Pixar movies are connected. Have you heard of the theory about people with messy rooms?
No.
You know how parents are always telling their kids you have to clean your room, and they get mad at them for staying up late? And parents are always saying if you have a messy room, you won't be able to get a job in life and you won't be successful?
Yeah, mom and dad always told me, but I never listened.
What if I told you that the parents are the ones that are wrong?
Oh, here we go.
So multiple research studies have been done by scientists at the University of Minnesota where they found that people with messy rooms and people that stay up late are actually more intelligent than the average person, and they have a higher IQ.
Wait, really?
People who have messy rooms subconsciously just leave things messy and unorganized because it sparks their creativity. It makes them rely on their memory, like where everything is, and it's actually traits of a genius. It's also found that people with higher IQs go to sleep later, so like they stay up to like 3 or 4 a.m. because it takes longer for their brain to like relax and shut down because they're constantly thinking.
Dude, I wish I knew this as a kid. I would be telling my mom this all the time. So there's a crazy theory about the Netflix show Squid Game.
Squid Game is so good. It's literally like #1 in the world right now.
Yeah, but this is a spoiler warning for anyone who hasn't seen it yet. So I read this article and there's a theory that you could tell that the old man was bad from the beginning.
Honestly, looking back on it, I had no idea he was bad.
Right? But if you look closely when they're playing red light, green light, everyone is getting scanned by the robot except for the old man. And he's the only one that's not nervous to play. And early in the show, we see someone take off their VIP mask. And if you look at their hand, it's the old man's hand.
I never realized that you actually see him take off the mask.
Right? And you know how all the players are always trying to figure out which game is next?
Yeah.
Did you know that if they just looked around and moved all the beds, all the games are drawn on the wall in the order that they're played?
Wait, are you serious?
Ever since they entered the room, the games have been on the wall.
The writing of the show is so good, I never even realized all these Easter eggs. So there's another crazy theory about the show Squid Games.
Dude, I love Squid Games.
Okay, don't you think it's kind of weird how we never see how like the red suited workers get hired or picked?
Yeah, it's weird how they never explain where they come from.
Okay, so remember when the guy in the subway tells Gion, do you want to play a game? And Gion has to pick a color to play Dachi. Now he gives Gion a choice where there's the red card or the blue card, and Gion picks blue.
Right.
So there's a theory going around that the color you pick determines the role you play in Squid Games.
Wait, what do you mean?
So since Gion picked the blue card, he woke up as a player, right, wearing like that greenish blue jumpsuit. But if he were to pick red, then he would have woke up as a worker in the red and like this helmet. Because just like the players, right, the workers are also numbered 2.
Oh, so all the contestants must always pick blue.
And the workers are the red cards.
What if I told you there's actually aliens living in Antarctica?
What are you talking about?
Okay, so we know certain parts of Antarctica are pretty much illegal to visit. But Shane Dawson did a video 3 years ago, and shortly after World War II, a soldier named Admiral Byrd was sent on a mission called Operation High Jump, where he was sent to Antarctica to search for any unusual activities. And right after he came back from his mission, he was put into isolation for 36 hours, so he couldn't talk to anybody or tell anybody what he found. But when he was taken out of isolation, he was actually given the Medal of Honor for the success of his mission.
Well, if he got the Medal of Honor, he must have found something.
Right, but after getting the medal, he was silenced. But recently, people have found elongated skulls in the ice in Antarctica, and many have theorized they're the skulls of a species that lives in what is called a Gartha.
What is a Gartha?
So it's a secret underground civilization, and the entrance is in Antarctica, and that's what Admiral Byrd found.
Well, that's why we can't go to Antarctica. Did you know that having bad handwriting is actually a good thing?
Well, I guess I'm lucky. I have terrible handwriting.
So you know, like in school, like how teachers are always saying like you have to have good handwriting. If you don't, you're gonna fail in life. But what if I told you that they're the ones that are wrong?
Dude, my teachers used to hate me because of my handwriting.
So recently, a lot of research has been done on people's handwriting, and they found that people with bad handwriting could actually be a genius. So if you look at Elon Musk, who created Tesla and SpaceX, and Gary Vee, they're all geniuses, right? But the one thing they have in common is that they kind of have sloppy handwriting. And Kanye West is one of the most creative creative artist there is, but he's known for having really bad handwriting where people can't even read his writing. Basically, it's that their brain is really gifted and thinks faster than they can write. So it's like their brain is going so fast that their hand can't even catch up with their brain. And that's why it's so messy.
Dude, I always thought the people with the neatest handwriting were always the smartest. Have you heard of the theory about people who get bad grades?
Oh, this should be good.
So you know how parents and teachers are always saying you need to get A's if you want a good career and a good job?
I feel like every parent tries to ingrain that into their kids' minds ever since they're little.
Right, but actually all the parents and all the teachers are wrong. So I saw a video by Brightside, and there's a theory that students that get C's end up being more successful in life than students that get A's.
Really?
Yeah, so it's found that students that get A's actually have very limited creativity, and they're really afraid to take risks because they're scared to fail. But students that get C's are found to be very creative and better problem solvers in life because they find simpler ways to do tasks, they take risks, and they aren't afraid to fail. Bill Gates even said he would rather hire a really lazy person over a super smart person because the lazy person will figure out an easier way to do things.
Well, I guess it's good for me because I got terrible grades and you got good grades.
Have you ever wondered like what this little tabletop thing is on like people's pizzas?
Dude, no one literally knows what that's used for.
Luckily for you, I brought someone here that knows more about food than you and I.
So you know how whenever you try to grab a slice, you have to touch the other pieces around it?
Yeah, it's actually pretty nasty.
So the tabletop is here so you can hold the other slice down as you pull your own away.
What?
This is going to change every pizza party forever.
I think it is.
Do you ever wonder what foods kill you faster?
That's honestly one of my biggest fears.
All right, luckily for you, I got Gordon Ramsay's son here to confirm this. All right, come on, Nick.
So it's been proven by the University of Washington that every hot dog you eat takes off 36 minutes of your life. So that means 2 hot dogs takes over an hour of your life away.
I've eaten so many hot dogs in my life.
Well, luckily they also found that eating a PB&J adds 33 minutes to your life. And baked salmon and rice and beans can add 10 to 15 minutes to your life.
Now all everyone's gonna eat is PB&J sandwiches and salmon all day.